start with the last filter among the spatial filters of smoothing, which is the median filter, which is a nonlinear filter. So how this filter is going to work is what we need to. As has been mentioned, it is a nonlinear filter. It works on a full neighborhood, and usually it works on a cross-shade size or on full neighborhood, as has been mentioned. We will see what are these two terms, what is this full neighborhood, what is this cross-shade size, and as I had mentioned, it is most effective in removing the salt and pepper noise, and we will be having a slide on salt and pepper noise, what it is actually. It states, as has been mentioned, it is random occurrences of the presence of black and white pixels, which means if I say a density is 5%, by default MATLAB gives 5%, it gives 5% of black and white pixels in the image. Here an example is also shown where an average filter and a median filter has been used for removing the salt and pepper noise that has been added to an otherwise clear image which is available here. The salt and pepper noise has been added, and when you see the average filter, it still has some dots, but median filter is much clearer. This tells us why it is more suitable for removing the salt and pepper noise. What is this salt and pepper noise? When we talk about this noise, it is actually modeled as an impulse noise. When I say an impulse noise, it is exactly the impulse function that happens in signals function. That is, it is present only for one time duration, either at n equal to 0 or at t equal to 0, and after that it is not there. And as I have given some reasons, they may be due to sudden disturbances. You are shifting from an electrical EB supply to alternate supply like an inverter, some sensor faults, anything like this would be the reason for the salt and pepper noise. And one of the examples that we have is of an MRI scan where you have that certain amounts of the pixels in the image become black or white, and this is mainly because of the sudden disturbances that is happening during the MRI scan, where the MRI scan, which is usually connected to the electricity board supply, is suddenly changed to the inverter supply. And as a result, we see that the basic definition of a salt and pepper noise is it has random bright pixels and random dark pixels, which means bright, you're aware, is 255 and dark is 0 because it's a grayscale image. And this particular noise is also called as data drop noise. From statistics, this terminology is coming. The reason is when we add this noise, what happens to the data is there is actually a drop in the value. That is why it is also called as data drop noise, though in image processing, the more popular term for this noise is salt and pepper noise. So it reduces the original data values with its presence. It is also called as data drop noise. So this is the basics about the salt and pepper noise. Going on for the median filter, as has been mentioned, the median filter would preferably work with odd window sizes like 3x3, 5x5 or 7x7. Very rarely we will prefer to go for even numbers. If we see the two types of median filter which we had discussed in our initial discussion of the median filter was a full neighborhood and cross shade. Let us see how the full neighborhood works. In the full neighborhood, the entire image values are considered. Please note here, only values from 0 to 9 are considered, though you might argue and ask me why we have not considered other grayscale values. This is just for understanding, and what is generally done is these values are written as they appear, they are sorted, and then they are again replaced in their respective places. So each median value is going to be placed in the central value. We will be having, as can be seen, 3. Is it right? Because 3's position is going to be 3, 4, 5. So if you see from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the central value will be 3. So this is the way in which the full neighborhood median filter works, where the entire data is considered surrounding the pixel, which means if you want the median for this particular variable, we are going to consider all the variables around it. Next question you will ask is, are we going to consider only 3x3? Why don't you consider 5 by 5. Naturally, we have considered 3 by 3, assuming that the median filter is going to be implemented as a mask of 3 by 3. If we wanted 5 by 5, we would have the central element and we would have 5 by 5 set of values, which means we would have 25 values. Since it's an illustration, we have taken an example of 9 set of values where we are sorting them and we are arranging them. Please note, this is the fifth value, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So the fifth value is 3, so 0 is going to be replaced by 3. This is what is the meaning of the basic full neighborhood median filter. Just like what we do in the previous case as a convolution, we convolute the mask with the image and each time we try to find out the value. But here the pixels of the image itself are considered and they are sorted and the median of them is going to be found out. Next type is going to be, as has been mentioned, it is a cross-shaped window, and here the example shown is a 5-pixel cross-shaped window, and the example is better example where we have values like 91, 55, 90, 77, 68, 95, 115, 151 and 210. So if you consider, only these values will be involved in the median evaluation as has been shown here: 55, 68, 151, 77 and 95. This is what is meant by 5-pixel cross-shaped window. Sometimes this is also used when you are very confident that it is better to just sort only certain values rather than sorting the entire value. What has been done here is we will be again sorting but only the values that are present in the cross shape and finding the central value 77 and replacing 77 at the center. So the other values are also replaced so that we get the central value as 70. Sorry, it is 77. I have written it as 71 here. It is 77. So this is how the cross-shaped median filter works. It takes only the values in the center ridge. It is because of this reason that we prefer to work on odd shape, because if it is even shape, we will be, suppose it was 4 by 4, we will have to consider 2 rows, etc., which will make the situation more difficult. Versus Gaussian output is also shown here, where we can see that in this particular case, the average filter seems to be giving a better result than the Gaussian. Case that we are going to discuss is a correlation example. I mentioned here, we had said in the beginning class that correlation is not going to be discussed because we would assume that the filter would be discussed more with convolution rather than with correlation. Please note, I have not mentioned that median is going to work with convolution because it is working with the image itself. So here, what is the need of a correlation? Correlation, as the term states, is going to correlate, which means if you have two black images, it will give a full correlation. If you have a black and white image, it will give that there is no correlation between them. And similarly, if you have black and gray, it will give corresponding correlation between them. And as a result, this correlation, normalized correlation process could be used as a template matching example. Though there are other template matching solutions, we would prefer to go with a simple correlation example where, as has been mentioned, the normalized correlation output is the filter output divided by the root of sum of square of values over which the filter lies. So let us assume that we have a template filter which has a value of n and image window n. In that case, we will be considering that this would be our normalized correlation value, and we would see that here you could see this is the root mean square value that we are calculating, the value of the mask or what you call the template or the filter and the image. Please note, here we are considering I and j to have same values. So it is just that this may be a 3 by 3 mask and this may be a 255 by 255 mask. With that, how is it going to work? Even that may not work because here you have I and j to be same. So it has to work over 3 by 3 and complete the entire image. So this, as I mentioned, is generally used to understand places where faults occur, just like when you have a mechanized system where you would like to identify some mistakes in manufacturing, this sort of template matching process would be helpful, where you could see that this is your template, this is your window, and you're going to apply the normalized correlation, check the result. Wherever the results are 1 or close to 1, we can assume that there is no much error. But if the results of the correlation goes to almost 0, then definitely it indicates that that particular place of the image has got some error. This is how the work is done on PCB. I think I have already shared that one such work was done in the university. Next is just going to be some summary about what we have studied in smoothing filters. We have understood that the smoothing filter is mainly used for noise reduction or to understand the distortion or blur that has been created, and generally the smoothing filter is also called as a low pass filter. It could be linear or non-linear, and another term is we are using averaging, or in the Gaussian, if you recall the averaging, it is actually you are summing up all the values and dividing by 9. So another option that is considered is, can we consider such an averaging as integration? Because isn't it not summing up all the values and dividing by the value? So if you exclude the dividing by the value, the summation could be equivalent to a integration process. The same thing is true for neighborhood weighted averaging, which we have applied for a Gaussian filter. You would recall that for a Gaussian filter, what we had considered was we had a horizontal filter, we had a vertical filter, and we had understood there something about the concept of separable filters, and from the separable filters we had tried to develop the mask, which we had said would develop into something of this type. And because it is having not much change from the basic averaging filter, other than the central value is going to be some multiple, or what we call the cross shape is a multiple. So it is that particular statement that we are representing in another form. You would see that some places Gaussian filter is also called as a weighted averaging filter. So in such cases also we could see that integration or summation of the values is considered, because if you recall, the 16 is got as sum of all the pixels. Such a calculation has already been discussed. And of course, we can use different mask sizes, 3 by 3, 5 by 5, 7 by 7, so on. And one of the major things is, finally, what we require is the mask coefficient sum should be equal to 1, right? That is why we are dividing by 9 or by 16. The major requirements that is there in the spatial filters of averaging and weighted averaging type. The second type of filter, which the second category of, I would say, filter which we had considered in smoothing filter was the median filter, which is actually a nonlinear filter. And you could see that, as was seen here, the gray level of each pixel is replaced by the median of its neighbor. And here also you would see it is working on a median, which is a process, but other than that, it still involves neighborhood pixels. And we had seen that we could also have a cross shape where it is only a N4. Cross shape could also be called as a N4 type of relationship. So the median filter is basically making use of such a, and generally all the literature is supporting the statement that median filter is very good at denoising, because most of the actual noise that is appearing in most of the image processing problems we assume is an impulse noise, or rather it could be close to the salt and pepper noise. But you will see that if it is after an algorithm, as could be seen in an example that I am going to share, that may not be fully true. There are other types of filters also, like maximum filter and minimum filter. We have not discussed that filter. Various other types of weighted averaging filters are also available. We have not gone in for the discussion of such filters also. Here, some examples have been shown just to give you an idea that we have an original image, we have applied a Gaussian filter and an average filter and a median filter to the same image, and after that we have applied some amount of noise to the image, and then we have checked the output of median filter. You could see that the last one is showing the output of a median filter, average filter and a Gaussian filter for a mask of 7 by 7, and definitely this tells us that when the image is noisy, especially you could see here it's a spraying of black and white spots which is equal to the salt and pepper. When you had applied 3 by 3 mask, you could still see that there is a small amount of mask dots which are available, or small amount of noise is still there. So maybe we could increase it. We may even try it out for 5 by 5. Sometimes 5 by 5 may be giving a better result than 7 by 7. So this conclusion could be got that whatever it may be, as we had been just discussing now, the salt and pepper noise could be best removed by a median filter rather than the average filter or the weighted average, or what you call the Gaussian filter. Right? Maybe we will be also implementing this and verifying for ourselves whether all these. Go on for the usual example that I had discussed, which we do it frequently. The reason being, this was a major threat for us when we had the image which was acquired from a real-time leaf. The first step which was done was to convert this green image to the black and white using a process called as excess green method. Actually, it is an inbuilt algorithm, or rather it is an algorithm which could be easily implemented. We have done it. What was seen was there are many places there are some white and black spots, and if we are going to find out the shape of the leaf in order to identify the leaf, this particular leaf, if you recall, is an example of a vanilla leaf. I had mentioned that identification of vanilla species is highly important to cultivation, because people would like to cultivate the proper type of cultivated species of vanilla and not the wild species. So to help people who are going to cultivate, we need to do something, and it is in this direction that such a work was carried out. So during that, when we are doing the first stage of the implementation, what is observed is some unexpected noise is appearing at the periphery. Not only at the periphery, please note this is only one sample. When you take more number of samples, you will see variations. It may not appear only like this. You may have noise at the center. So many places you may have a noise distribution. So we would want to remove such a noise, and for that various processes were attempted. One of the process was already discussed, was first eroding the image and dilating the image. It was with this idea that the same problem was given to you in the lab, where image was asked to be considered, and it was asked to erode the image and then dilate. Okay, it looks more or less okay, but please note here again there is an extra square, and if you see this extra square, tell something more about the image, because when you talk about one of the features of the leaf, you would like to evaluate the periphery, or what you call the perimeter of the leaf. When you want to evaluate the perimeter, this particular region will come as an extra value, and hence you will see that there is a large variation in the solution. So what do we do? So the next solution that we have is, we better go for a denoising function which is there as an inbuilt function. So we could check how the output would appear after eroding the image, how it would appear after denoising. Next one is erosion followed by median filter, and here, because throughout we were discussing that median filter is good for removing such noise, so it was attempted for erosion followed by median filter, and you could see that here you have a spread which is more, and here also, and when you calculate the perimeter, all this area may also get added up. Similarly, so much of this area etc. may get added up, but other than that it looks more or less smooth. Finally, we could also consider the same results with averaging filter, and when we do it with averaging filter, you could see that the result is still worse. It spreads out, and it is not going to be a filter which will be giving you good results when you try to attempt noise removal. It will be good removing a small amount of distortion, but for a high noise content, or what you call distortion, average filter may not be a the output of the four functions, that is denoising function, average filter, median filter, and morphological operations. Considering that there is small gap here, you would see morphological operations are much better. Leave it to the observer to make a conclusion. And another thing that most of you might ask me is, how do we conclude that just by the naked eye can we make some conclusions? No, that is not the right way. We need to go for some indices. We will be discussing about those indices, but at present we will be using the naked eye. So from the eye appearance, this looks to be better, but we need to verify it with some performance index to see which method is the best. With that, maybe we come to almost the end of smoothing filters. We have seen only three types of smoothing filters, namely average filter, Gaussian filter or weighted average filter, and the median filter. Now we will just start with sharpening filters, just have an introduction of it, and maybe discuss more about the sharpening filters in the next class. So what is such a sharpening filter? Mainly, sharpening filter has another name. It is a high pass filter, and as a result, because it is a high pass filter, you will see the other one was used for removing the small details. Here, it will be highlighting the fine details or enhancing the detail that has been blurred, or what you call the difference. As a result, you will see in a basic high pass filter, you will see the mask weights can also be negative, and some of the mask coefficients, unlike the previous case which was 1, here it is going to be 0. The reason is obvious. We will see that with an example where we will see that it will be based on, as has been mentioned here, difference operation rather than the integration operation. So it is usual to have the mask coefficients to be 0. So if you just see an example which has been given here, you will see this is going to be 3, 4, 5, 3 plus 3, 6, 7, 8. So minus 8 plus 8. So the net effect is 0, and as a result, the sum of the mask coefficients is 0. Major aspect that we see from a sharpening filter is, as the term states, you would see some changes on the edges, especially on a dark background. I would say sharpening filters are quite effective when we want to check the edges of the road. People are talking about self-driving cars, where they would like the car to be seeing the road ahead with the camera, capture the road's image, and with that road's image, where there are no curves, where there are curves, where there are bumps, etc., it would make suitable variations in the speed of the car. So for such applications, sharpening filters are going to be very helpful in computation of the edge. You will see that some of the types of sharpening filters are unsharp masked sharpening filter, high boost filter, and two types of derivative filters called as the first derivative and second derivative. And from this first derivative and second derivative also, we will see various gradient operations are possible with respect to the central difference, forward difference, backward difference, so on. Maybe more about that mathematics of that sharpening filters difference operations we will consider in the next class. But with now, maybe the basic idea that we need to concentrate is it works on derivatives, either the first derivative or the second derivative. That is because it works on the difference, and because it is a high pass filter, it allows mask weights which could also be negative, resulting in coefficients which could be 0.